I will not buy another G-Shock. Nope, not another one. Namaste everybody. We have just unboxed a true classic. Now, the DW5900 may not be as popular as some of the squares in modern times, but in the 90s, this was a fan favorite. In 2018, Casio reissued the DW5900 for the first time since 1993. The DW5900 is nicknamed the Walter after John Goodman's character Walter Sobchak in the movie The Big Lebowski that came out in the late 90s. If you haven't seen the movie yet, go check it out. If you have seen the movie, I think this time you should watch the whole movie, but keep an eye on John Goodman's wrist. You will spot this watch. I had been meaning to buy this watch for a long time, but every time I saw the picture of this watch, the face, the whole design of the face didn't really appeal to me. But I started to like it after a while and I picked it up. Now that I have it in my hands, I absolutely love it, especially this all black matted resin build of this watch is really brilliant. I love it. And now that I have seen it up close, I realized that one of my favorite G-Shocks, the GT350, is modeled after this. We will get to that later, but let's first check out the pricing. On the Casio India website, the DW5900BB retails at Rs 6,595 but can be bought for cheap from Amazon or Flipkart during sales or using bank offers. I bought mine for Rs 4,154 on Flipkart, and don't worry, this is a genuine G-Shock. In US, the DW5900 retails for $85 but again can be bought for cheap during sales. Go check out your local Walmart for sales. You can pick this up for the price of F91 sometimes. You never know. Go get your Walter. Let's dive into the first impressions of this watch, segment by segment. When you first hold this watch, as with any other G-Shocks, you immediately get the sense that this can handle a beating. The DW5900 has an octagonal case design with straight sides. Some consider this hexagonal, but if you go by the definitions of geometry, I consider this as having 8 sides, 6 obvious sides and 2 ridges at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions. The case and bezel are resin and it's matted, and I absolutely love this matte feel on this watch. I am sure the core is resin too, because for what it's priced, that's all you get. The buttons are set at an angle as with most G-Shocks, and that makes it convenient to operate. The case back is pretty standard as with most affordable G-Shocks. It's stainless steel with 4 screws with engravings of the G-Shock Resist logo, water resistance value, model number and module number. The face of DW5900 looks unique with less surface area of the LCD visible compared to other G-Shocks. It has three circular windows. The middle one is an indicator for alarm, hourly chime, if buttons beep or are muted, daylight savings, and snooze alarm. The other two take turns to show the passing of each second. I personally feel that the left and the right circular windows are just part of the aesthetics and they don't have any value, but they are part of the charm. The main part of the display where current time is shown only takes up about 30% of the face of the watch, which means smaller digits. I personally don't mind the smaller digits on this watch. I can handle it, but I know most of you guys who prefer big, bold digits. So if that's the case, this watch is not for you. You might want to consider other G-Shock models in the same price range if you prefer. The negative display isn't the greatest, and this becomes clear when you place it next to the GD350. I mean, just look at that difference. GD350 for the win. Come on. Hands down. As far as I know, this is the only G-Shock model with waffle texture that takes up half the face of the watch. I find that appealing, and this is what makes this watch unique. That waffle texture is really tempting. Wish I could reach through the glass and just, feel it. It's very inviting. Like the DW5600, the DW5900 too has mineral crystal, but because of the elevated bezel and the ridges, you don't have to worry about scratching it when dropped on flat surfaces. Let's now check out the light on the DW5900. Because it is a negative display, it's only the digits that light up, and it does a decent job with this bluish green lit up digits and the animation in the circular windows, aka the eyes. The DW5900 has 200 meter water resistance as with all G-Shocks, but it is not written on the face of the watch like with the non-blacked out variants. They probably have done this to maintain the stealthy nature of the design. This is a G-Shock, so this is shock resistant thanks to the resin core and the strap design. Let's now take a look at the functions that the DW5900BB carries. When you look at the face of the watch, it's just those moving, the animated circular windows, they grab your attention. The left and the right circular windows, they denote the passing of each second and they take turns to do it, as I explained earlier. And the middle circular window is just an indication for alarm, snooze alarm, daylight saving, hourly chime, and if the keys, these buttons, are beeping or muted. This is the main timekeeping mode, and the display is really small. It might be troublesome for most of you who prefer big bold digits. I don't really mind it. And then you have the day of the week and date above it, and that is really tiny, and it might be again problematic for most people, and some of you guys even prefer the month and it doesn't come with that. If you press the mode button once, it takes you to the world time mode, and I think this watch carries the time for 48 cities across various time zones. Press it again, it takes you to the chrono mode, the stopwatch mode. It's pretty standard. You start, stop, look at those animated windows, go crazy. Press it again to stop, reset with the top left button. Press the mode button once more, takes you to the timer mode. This has a 24-hour countdown timer, 24-hour max. It is counting down from 24 hours right now. You stop it. Reset, press it again, it takes you to the mode where you can set hourly chime and alarms. So this first, what you see is the SIG, which is the hourly chime. I like to keep it on because I like to hear the beep at the top of every hour. If you want to turn it off, press this button on the left, press it once more, I keep it on. Press the bottom right, it takes you to the first alarm. Let's see how many alarms this watch has. That is alarm number 1, which is on, goes off at midnight. Alarm number 2 is off, alarm number 3 is off, alarm number 4 is off, and alarm number 5 is a snooze alarm. And you guys already know what a snooze alarm is, and press it again, it takes you back to the hourly chime mode. Press the mode button again, you are back in the timekeeping mode. The DW5900BB has a standard resin strap that blends seamlessly with the case. The convolutions where the strap meets the case is part of the design to make the watch shock resistant. These convolutions absorb the shock when the watch is dropped. Think of this as those suspensions on your bike or car. People who change the strap into something else, say a NATO, are just reducing the shock absorbing capability of this watch by a few degrees. This is blacked out and matte and might not get the attention it deserves, but you, as the wearer of this watch, will feel its rugged nature on your wrist and get the dopamine flowing in your blood when you see how good it feels. Here is how I will sum up the DW5900BB based on just a few hours of owning it. Whether you are an outdoor enthusiast or just someone who appreciates a well-crafted timepiece, this watch is sure to impress. From the multifunction alarm to the built-in stopwatch and countdown timer, this watch has everything you need to stay on top of your game. Plus, it's water resistant up 200 meters, so you can take it with you on all your aquatic adventures without worry or even use it in the shower. The EL backlight is kind of a win, even though it's a negative display with only the digits that get lit up, but it still does a decent job in the dark. Overall, my first impressions of the DW5900BB are overwhelmingly positive. The G-Shock DW5900BB is a true classic that combines style, durability, and functionality into one sleek package. If you enjoyed this unboxing, please let us know what you think about the DW5900 and please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new and not part of the community yet, and please come back for more watch-related content. Till then, stay tuned and stay classy. All right.